Tinder.
Excellent, and we have special guests here, Goalie Samimi. Excellent, thank you. I've been doing this show for about a year now, where we ask each other questions from our point of view to the other person. They answer truthfully, I was going to say responsibly.
I would say responsibly.
Here and there we do it. But they answer truth, and then we do a scene based off of that response. And lately we've been inviting people to come be a special guest with us. So we have Goalie here because she is Iranian. And also, as I'm going to get it right now, she is Persian. Yes. For many days I have been saying, "Oh, you're Parisian." Okay. Not the same thing, the same P word. But we have Goalie here. Thank you so much, Goalie, for coming out.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and so Greg's going to start with the first question.
All right, so I have the first question.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned before, I have a bunch of friends who are Persian or from Iran, and I feel like that's like when you say like, oh, I have friends who are Persian, you know, being a Persian person. So my question is that in talking to them, they've said, oh, well, you know, we're from there, we love the Iranian people, we love the cities, the whole vibe of it, the people are really great, the government's not great. But so my question to you was, have you been there? How do you identify with them as like a demographic? And you know, what is your feeling about like in these crazy times, like the rhetoric about that part of your background?
So to answer your question, I have been there. So I was born there, but I moved here when I was 7 months. So I didn't really have a life there. And then I went for the first and only time when I was 28 years old. I had just finished schooling and wanted to do a big trip, and so I told my mom, let's go to Iran. It's Iran, by the way. We went for about 3 weeks, and everything that your friends have told you is pretty much right. I actually think a lot about this in terms of what's happening here currently, where you really have to separate the people from the leadership, right? So the people are extremely warm and they are obsessed with the USA. You would not know that if you just watch the news, but they love everything about the USA. They emulate the USA. They buy, you know, bootleg everything. The leadership do not love the USA, and obviously they're very vocal about that. And what we have to remember is, unlike the US, where we have a democracy where we can vote people and generally the leadership represents us, there that's not the case. So they have the religious leaders who are not voted in, who you know, they don't have the opportunity to speak out or to protest against anything that the leadership puts on them. And so there really is a divide between the people of Iran and the leadership of Iran. And I think nowadays, being what we're going through here, is a good opportunity for Americans to be a bit more empathetic to what that means. You know, here at least, if we're not happy with how we're being ruled, we have the right to protest, we have the right to complain, we have the right to vote them out, but you don't get to do that there. There, if you actually speak out against the government, you can be jailed. So it's a very different, you know,
Well, I ran a really tight race.
Yeah.
You know, I really believe I'm the
You
best.
tight race.
Race. For, come on now. As I lost being the president of the HOA, but I think we need to change the whole dynamic.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I need you to tap into your background and your culture.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just say I'm the president, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's easy enough.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and open up this Quran over here and just write your name right in there. There you go. You're done. You are the religious leader.
Oh, I gotta become a religious leader.
Yes, yes.
And then I take over.
Yes. Done.
Dine with me. Dine with me. My grandmother's rolling in her grave right now, but nice. Okay, first of all, we go tell Greg that he didn't win. Technically he did win, but now
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
We didn't have, the votes don't count. It's
That's right, but he has to.
Excuse me. I reserved the community center for today for my victory party. I've got a lot of hot dogs and meats and stuff to eat here, some bacon back ribs. So I'm gonna, what?
Great.
Hey!
All right. Thank you. Yeah, you know, you said all these lies to the community about how you want to improve it and fix the sidewalks.
Yeah, the sidewalks is jacked up.
And the sidewalks are fine as they are. I'm not spending money out of the HOA account. We need to be beautifying our trees, okay?
Debbie Harris is in a wheelchair. She can't get out of her front yard right now. We got
She is a prick. And I don't give a damn if she's in a wheelchair. Or I'm treating her just like anybody else I'd treat, okay? All right, so look, I've signed the book. I got a hat on. And now I'm the president. And so,
But the only book you need to sign is the HOA bylaws. Like that, it says it right there how this democracy works.
where are the bylaws?
I mean, I don't have like a paper copy on me. I got them on my phone. I can pull up a PDF if you want.
No. I think Goalie is going to tell you exactly how we're going to take over. All right?
Can I see your phone?
Sure.
This is the only book, and this book says Eva.
Listen, I'm
And
all
she's got the hat.
Yeah.
love the hat.
It
I'm
is,
trying to
it
use
is.
that.
Thank you.
Come on, I've got my kids' photos are on there.
Yeah, well.
It should be on the cloud.
Yes.
You are a lovely person. I'm a lovely person, right? Goalie's a lovely person. But when leadership needs to come about, it needs to be someone who knows what they're doing, okay?
It's July. There's no water in the pool. Like we need a change. We need people to come in and like fix the pool.
The water is for the trees. I'm this community, okay? When I go out my door, I don't know about you, but I want to look out and see nature. All right? I don't want to see people in
Bird's chirp.
swimsuits, bikinis, having fun. All right? No. I want to see tranquil, rolling hills.
This is why we wrote her name down in the book as the leader.
All right.
She knows what we want.
I know what's going on here.
What's going on?
This is about your people versus my people.
Whoa.
And listen, Sunnyset has a beautiful cul-de-sac with lovely people,
Yeah.
and Geranium Way is a lovely cul-de-sac. My people. Well, you don't think Geranium Way is a lovely cul-de-sac?
Not lovely.
I don't remember the last time I saw anything blue over there. Maybe we should change the name.
It's-
a sad.
We have.
Sad sack cul-de-sac.
I declare, the area now is Sad Sack. Cul-de-sac.
That's my leader.
I'm just taking over. All right? I don't want you to come on board with me. All right? I need you.
All right, how about this?
Mhm.
How about this? We do a 2-state system.
Nope.
That's excellent.
So I have a question for Eva. So how do we balance kind of the thought that, you know, your background or your race or your ethnicity doesn't matter and we're all people and we should be colorblind and treat everyone the same versus, you know, actually your background and your culture and your ethnicity does give you different experiences and maybe those differences could be embraced and, you know, learned from and enjoyed rather than, you know, keeping everything the same. So how do we kind of balance those two?
Oh, I say you wouldn't balance it. Yeah. yeah. So I would say you can't ignore what someone looks like, right? Their background, the circumstances they've been born into, right? I do know genetics plays a part of that, but I also know environment plays a huge part as well. So I think it's not genuine for people to say like, oh, I'm like colorblind. If anyone says they're colorblind, they're like they're racist as all get out. We all stereotype, right? We all have been in our own communities growing up, and I think, in particular, you talk about race, but you do this for gender and any other thing as well. But for race, I think people have to think of like racism is not like being pregnant, right? If you're pregnant, you're either pregnant or you're not pregnant, right? Eva, are you pregnant? No. Greg, are you pregnant?
Nope.
There you go. Goalie.
Nope.
Exactly. Somebody in here probably is pregnant. won't say who. But racism, I always think of it like it's a spectrum, right? You either Barney, everyone remembers Barney from PBS, like, I love you, all the way to David Duke, right? And so, I think everyone's on the spectrum that way, right? And so,
Can I add on to your answer?
Mhm.
So I don't know where this puts me. Like, I don't know what this emotion is, and it could be
Yeah.
backwards as people of color coming out of field. For some reason, I get really excited when I see somebody who, like, the style in which they carry themselves is not what you'd expect from the background or the way, or like their like genetic background, either race or whatever. So for example, there's a woman who I see a bunch up by Penleytown. She's an African American woman, she's young, has super long blonde hair, and rides a skateboard everywhere. So she's like a skater black chick. And like something about that, I'm just like, yeah, like do it, like, be what you want. Like that's so great, like yeah. And I feel like I'm seeing that a lot now, where it's like everything is like style and like it's all mixed up. So am I racist for thinking?
I think because of you're just not used to seeing different kinds of black people, right?
Right.
Like, so that's not all monoliths, right? That sketch from Key and Peele, the Black Republicans, they are all monoliths. But I think it's somewhere on the spectrum, right? I haven't really thought this out. I had to write my paper. But I think it's good that you see it as a positive, like, oh, okay, yeah, long blonde hair, skater. I don't usually see black girls or black women riding skateboards, right? Because you usually see like white dudes,
Yeah.
right, and then who are skaters.
Yeah. Hi, I'm sorry, I'm here for surfing lessons.
Yeah,
Am I in the right place?
Come on in, dude.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Are you the instructors or am I? You're the surfers?
Wow. I mean, you saw our faces right on the door. Turn around, you see, smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but we get that all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, these two women of color surfing? What? Teaching surfing?
Well, I didn't say anything about teaching. Like, yeah, I think that's on brand. Okay. What I'm saying is, I'm here. I've always wanted to surf. It's been something I've always felt like I could do, should do. So like, whatever. Should in that, like, oh, I'm at the beach. What do you do at the beach? You go surf. I should do it. Not like look in the mirror. What should I do? You should surf.
Hey, this is a judgment-free zone, man.
Okay. Cool.
There we go. Well, first of all, let's center, okay? Because part of surfing is centering.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be centered on the board,
That makes sense.
but you gotta be centered here in life.
Mm.
Okay? All right. So center yourself. Put your hands together. Okay. Close your eyes. All right. Now tell us the first thing you think about when I say the words David Duke.
Duke University. I don't know why. I know those are.
It is. We'll explain later.
Okay.
Now, you see all these fine boards? Okay. Which one do you feel most connected to?
I don't really want to say.
Yeah, I think you do. Is it this red, white, and blue one right here? All right. Is this red one here? Okay. Is it the one with all the Duke logos on it? Is that the one you want?
No, it's not that.
That's not it? Which one's caught your eye?
It's the all white one.
One step forward, 2 steps back.
it's the shape of it though. It's like, I feel like that one's sleeker, like it'll go faster.
Skinnier.
Yeah, well, okay. No, hey, I love curvy boards. I love curvy boards. My wife, I mean, she's it's not but, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
All right, well, I'm gonna go over, get the whiteboard for you, right? They just, that's why they're all the same. Now, feel on that. It does. That white on white. And then the waves, you know. the
Blue
waves.
ocean.
Exactly, yeah. Your curvy wife probably would enjoy it as well. Right?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
No. I mean, you can objectify your wife all you want. Okay? Feel that?
Yeah, it feels like, yeah. I mean, I guess realistically, this is what I was imagining. I don't even know if I need to get out into the water.
Yeah.
Maybe I just carry this down to the beach, stand like this for a while.
So you don't want us to teach you? Because it was also a surf shop with teaching involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, sure.
Okay. No, there were also teachers, right? We sell it,
Yeah.
but we also teach.
Okay.
Lay the board down.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, now jump on
Just jump on
it.
it?
Just jump on it. See what happens.
Just jump right on it.
Jump
Right
on
on
it. Aha. You see that? You feel that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's you surfing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yeah, feel yourself. You're out there.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, get your balance. There you Oh, Mr. Yoga Man. No, like I can look at you and tell you do yoga.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Sorry?
You do yoga, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Question, Baby Goldie,
Yeah.
is you know, like we were just doing this in the backstage. We were talking about
Yeah.
this in terms of using the word Parisian. Oh shit. Being Persian.
Yes.
Using the word Persian versus using the word Iranian.
Right, yeah.
Right, and we were
Yeah.
talking about the differences in that.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a dichotomy there in terms of like how you're viewed
How we think we're perceived.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if we
and how
say-
personally you've been perceived, because you could also
Right.
pass for I probably thought you were Latina when I probably first met
Yeah,
you years ago.
that happens
Yeah.
too. Well, I think, I personally try to use Iranian when I can because I think it specifies my country, my homeland. Persian, from my understanding, so Persia encompasses much more than just Iran, but somehow it's the Iranians that started using Persia. We talked about this. Iraq, someone from Iraq doesn't say they're Persian. Unfortunately, I am not educated enough to know why. I should have done my research. But I think the reason why we kind of adopted Persia or Persian is it sounds less threatening. Persian rugs and Persian cats and they're cute and they're cuddly and Persian rugs are expensive and they're silky and Iranians are terrorists and hostage takers and all of these things that happened in the 70s. And so I think it just kind of, especially when I was growing up, even though I grew up in Los Angeles where the nickname for Los Angeles is Tehrangeles because it's the highest population of Iranians outside of Iran. So even though I was in a place where we were not considered minorities, when I was growing up, there was that kind of worry about how we would be perceived, and so we did adopt Persian to make it less threatening. But as I get older and I embracing my culture more, I think it's important to to educate people on what Iran is and what Iranian is, and so I try to use that more. Yeah.
Well, welcome to Raleigh. You'll see that we got a bed here, you got a TV over here, you can watch any of the cable channels on, You got a window over here that's going to be looking out onto the highway. Across from there, there's going to be a gas station, a Waffle House, and a brewery. All those three are open until 4 a.m. So just make yourself at home. You know, here in the Carolinas, we say we're in the Carolinas. We don't specify between north or south. You understand how that works. So just make yourself at home. Wait, now where did you say you're from?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Persian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the cat.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. How about yourself? Where are you from?
Oh, Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm really from Silver Spring, but I say Washington, D.C.
Yeah. So why do people from Silver Spring call themselves DCians? Huh? Why do you do that?
I
Huh?
think it's easier on the person receiving the information.
Okay.
Right? Silver Spring is a lovely place.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have a lot of character. And like, you know, people think of, I don't know, bad things. Like,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know much about that area, but I do know a Silver Spring sounds a hell of a lot better than being from Washington D.C. with all the crooks and politicians. I'd much rather go to a Silver Spring, or I'd much rather hang out with the Persian cat.
So, I mean, I appreciate this banter, and we just
So your key will open the mini bar, so open the mini bar in there. We're all at Toblerone, so I'll put some Butterfingers in there. If you guys enjoy that. We do a True Coke, we don't do Diet Coke here. That's just not the way that we do it in the Carolinas.
You could also just say North Carolina, right? North
Well, it's not, we don't make that distinction here in the Carolinas.
There you go. I don't need Carolinas. I mean, it seems like a riverboat or something like that. I'd rather have a distinct state that people have heard of and know of.
I'm trying to tick off all the states in the country, so I'd like to know which one I'm in, so I can.
You can check off 2, honey. Check them both off.
Unless we are straddling the border, I don't think we can be in.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's all right. That's all right. You know,
We'll just drive
You know,
the next one.
We gotta go south. We're in north.
We're in north.
well, we're in Raleigh. We're in Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Yeah. Raleigh, Carolinas.
If my geography is correct, that is Raleigh, North Carolina.
I think you're right.
There you go.
You know, that's just like a Washington, D.C. politician. And tell me where I'm from.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm going to eat these Butterfingers. I think that you maybe I'm going to annex them and tell them who's boss. I'm going to eat these Butterfingers back in my room. Yes, I live in this motel. Okay?
And there's nothing wrong with that, sir. Okay? All right? And there's nothing wrong with being a U.S. Senator from Maryland. Okay? And if I want to take a trip to North Carolina, where we are right
Great
now,
state.
this great state, you don't have to hide yourself.
No.
All right? And you know what? Maybe I was wrong to say D.C. when I should have said Silver Spring. All right? But D.C. just felt like if there was more, and I think you would have. You heard of D.C. That's why I say D.C. and not Silver Spring. That's why she says Persia. She's Iranian.
I was just gonna say.
Whoa!
I'll accept where we're from, and we should embrace it. I am Iranian. You live in Maryland. Own it.
I was born in Georgia!
All right, we've had a moment here, guys. Okay? Because we just need to all be from wherever the hell we are from. Okay?
Okay, let me get you two some Butterfingers.
All
Okay,
right,
make this all right.
Thank you. All right.
You know what? I want a hot take. I want a real hot take. This is a kind of big topic. So, Hulk Hogan was 3 years ago. He was caught having a racist tirade, and they took him out of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. So 3 years passed. Now he's just this week getting re-inducted back into the Hall of Fame for pro wrestling. So, how do you feel for people who had proved themselves one way, then getting like a second shot at something that he, like on merit, he clearly should be part of, but he's a bad person.
Right.
So, hot take.
I'm gonna let you start.
That's it. I get 34 seconds. It's wrestling. because
Can
you
you
can change.
unlearn it?
But see, he got punched, he's getting back in.
Yeah.
Right? So like, you gotta take the L. You should know better, being Hulk Hogan. Everyone loves Hulk Hogan.
Hey, what's up, brothers? Welcome back to the locker room. I'm real excited. Oh yeah.
All right. You gonna behave yourself? All right.
I don't know.
Yes. Behave yourself. And then just snap it to the Slim Jim.
Oh,